Okay, and now we're going to move on to our special guest we have for this week. We have Anthony J. Peters here. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the group.
How's it going, guys? My name's Anthony J. Peters. Thanks for having me on tonight, guys. Really appreciate it.
It's good to have you on. Just first off, just tell us about yourself and how you became a Bronco fan and all that.
Absolutely. So I'm actually from Colorado. I was born in Aurora, which is a suburb right outside of Denver. Lived there for about 2 years and then moved out to California. Been living in Rosa, which is a suburb outside of Sacramento, California, for pretty much my entire life. As far as becoming a Bronco fan, I was little. Started getting into football. As a little kid, and my dad, he was actually a Bronco fan too. He actually owned a golf store in Colorado, and expanded it to the West Coast in California. When we were living in Colorado, he actually got a chance to play golf with John Elway, Dan Reeves, and Gary Kubiak, because all of them shopped at his golf store. So he became a Bronco fan, and then kind of like introduced me to the Broncos as I got older.
That'd be very strange having to play golf with those individuals, or that'd be a great experience, no doubt about it. That's crazy. How did you find out about the group?
Just on Facebook, a couple other groups I was in. My buddy's Jeff. He actually lives up in Washington. I think saw a link from him, and then so when I saw some of your YouTube videos and found out about the group that way, and it's great. I love being a member of it.
Yeah, we've definitely expanded. We've grown. When did you start with us?
I started last year, I believe. It was I think it was like right before the season started or during the off season.
Okay. Yeah, you were kind of like one of the first people besides the guys that are on the group. In our group we have the video makers, the main ones like Christina, me, Fizzle, Adrian. You're like the one that made like a video on his webcam and just posted it in our group. You're like the first one to do that. Like kind of show your face, even though we didn't really know you too well. So I thought that was pretty cool that you were able to give us your take on, like, I think it was either the draft last year or it was some sort of analysis, I remember. So I thought that was pretty cool of you. So let's see here. So like how is it being a Bronco fan in California with like the 49er fans, the Oakland Raider fans, and the San Diego Charger fans? And have you been to a Broncos game in your life ever? I mean, my first experience was only a few years ago. So do you go to the games in California?
Yeah, so being a Bronco fan in California, I mean, you guys would be surprised. There actually are a lot of Bronco fans in California that I've met over the years. Even though, yeah, like you guys said, we're in the middle of Raider country, Niner country, and of course, San Diego Chargers here. But I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've gone out and just run into Bronco fans. The other night I was at the movie theater seeing Captain America. When I was in line getting popcorn, I saw some guy had a Bronco hat on, so I'm just like, love the hat, bro. And he's just like, sweet, another Bronco fan? I'm like, yep. I mean, it's great. It's really cool to see how many Bronco fans there are that actually live out here in California. And,
how was the Super Bowl loss in your opinion? What did you do to did you go with some people to any bar or anything? How did you celebrate the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I was watching it at home with my family, my parents, and my sister, and yeah, it was a tough pill to swallow. Definitely, definitely having some alcohol definitely helped me get over that loss.
I think we were all there with you, So, Adrian, you got some more questions for him?
Oh, just kind of like what you were going to ask. Have you been to any games in California? Have you like what games have you been to, if you have been to any?
Okay, so the first game I went to was actually back in 2002. We were playing the 49ers in San Francisco. That was actually that was Terrell Davis's last season with us. He's still on the roster, but he ended up retiring shortly after that, and we had Brian.
Yeah, he had a really short career, unfortunately. That was always the downfall about his career, that it wasn't so long, and. God bless his soul, with that 2,000-yard season he had. Yeah, who's your favorite Bronco player?
Yeah, Terrell Davis. He actually was my favorite Bronco player growing up as a kid. He's the reason why I became a Bronco fan. Just started watching him, and he's really exciting. Just seeing him come out of nowhere from being a 6th-round draft pick. He was on the verge of giving up football, quitting the team, and then he stuck with it, and have that awesome preseason performance against the Niners, and obviously shot up the depth chart after that. So just
There
seeing
is a
him,
there is
it's
a
great.
book out there. I don't know. I was gonna buy it, but it's at a thrift store, and it talked about Terrell Davis's like story. Did you read that by chance, or at least his biography or something?
Yeah, I read his biography, and then obviously seeing the America's game on the '97 and '98 Broncos, and obviously he was featured on that, so he kind of shared his story on that.
What year did you become a Bronco fan again?
Started becoming a fan in '95, so
Oh,
looks like
95. Okay. Yeah. Did you like those throwback jerseys? Like, or
yeah,
the one the D logo.
yeah, I did. Just like the whole I mean, obviously Orange Crush. Obviously the defense back in the day. I mean, I just love those orange uniforms and the old D logo. I thought those were pretty cool. I mean, it took me a while to get used to the new uniforms.
Yeah, and then it was kind of it was kind of awkward how we won the Super Bowl with the first year with our new uniforms. So that I thought that was very. It was very it was kind of strange how that happened. So I mean, a lot of people love the old uniforms, and I always vouched for the uniforms to at least be played like in one game out of the season. We brought that up once, and I think I still hold to that. I think 1 or 2 games with the old uniforms would be nice. So, Adrian, any more questions for Anthony?
No, that's pretty much it from my end. Just again, thanks for being on the show.
Oh, what did you think of the draft?
Yeah. The draft.
I was pretty impressed with the draft. I thought we drafted for need at a lot of positions we need. It's great to see us get cornerback in the first round. I really love that linebacker we got from LSU.
LSU, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think here's my take on it. I thought like the corner being the first pick in the draft, I thought that was a great pick. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was that and a linebacker, and I knew we were going to get a linebacker at some point. And then what did you think of the wide receiver being in the second round?
Oh, Latimer, that guy's a freaking beast. I'm excited to see what he's going to do in our offense with Peyton Manning getting the ball to him. I think that was definitely the steal of the draft, getting him in the second round.
It's so sad because when it comes to the draft, I'm really like not that. I don't want to say I'm not interested. I do care about the Broncos, the future of the Broncos being picked and all that. But when it comes to like knowing who's who, I really have a problem. I really don't know too much about it. So, but do you keep up with that, like knowing who the prospects are with college football, like who's hot and who's not and all that?
I mean, obviously being out here on the West Coast, follow the Pac-12, and so I know a lot of the guys being drafted from the Pac-12 and some of the other conferences, some of the SEC players. So I try to keep up on those guys as best I can, and really, I mean, it's so hard to judge rookies after 1 year.
Do you have a favorite college football team you like to root for?
USC Trojans.
Oh gosh, I'm not a USC Trojans fan. I just with what was it, Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart, they were really good at back around like 2004 and 2005 and that time. So I was kind of I don't know what it is, but I just don't like those guys. They were awesome though. What'd you think of the Vince Young taking the championship game against USC?
That was tough to watch. Vince Young, he just ran all over our defense that game. That was really bad to see.
I thought USC was going to win that game because I still remember it. He was like 4th and 5, and he went for it and he ran it in for the touchdown. That was one of the most exciting national championship games that I've ever watched for college. So, do you think some of those college football players should be paid or not?
I'm kind of up in the air on that one. I mean, yes, they're getting they do get, scholarship, and they do get, free education, obviously being, football players. I mean, and at the same time, it's like, well, they can't have jobs, if they want to, get a part-time job and work, they really can't. I mean, it's definitely something that's debatable whether or not they should get paid or not.
Let's go back to the Broncos. What's the one team, or do you have a group of teams that you hate or dislike very much?
Obviously, the Raiders are definitely number one on my list as far as hating them, can't stand them, and just like I'm just like so sick of hearing all these Raider fans, that I'm friends with talking about. Oh, we had an awesome, off season. We signed so many great, free agents. We had a great draft. We're gonna really, make some noise this year. I'm just like, yeah, okay, guys, good luck with that.
Make some noise. It should mean like maybe possibly you'd be lucky to win the division if you're making any noise, because they're having trouble with that.
I mean,
So
they'd be lucky to be making any noise to be second in the division, let alone win the division.
I know, yeah, exactly. Like there's some powerhouse or something. They're I'm not really. Yeah, they're going to be in the. I think they're going to be last in the AFC West again. So they might get lucky with Matt Schaub, but they got rid of Terrell Pryor, so I can't really. I don't think they're going to be too hot. I thought Terrell Pryor, like I said, he would run really good. I thought he ran against us pretty well, and when me and Adrian went to that Monday Night Football game, so that was the one player I actually didn't mind. So, but. Oh yeah, what do you think of Roger Goodell as our commissioner? What do you think about all these rules changing in the NFL?
It's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Some of these rules that he's trying to change. It's like, I mean, it's like, what are you trying to do? Make this the no fun league, Roger? I mean, come on, man, just leave some of this stuff alone. Let the players have fun. Let the players celebrate a little bit after they score touchdowns. You don't gotta changing all these rules every single year, it seems like.
Oh yeah, what are some of the rules they've changed? I mean, I think they just did one where they they either raise the field goal post or something like that, and I just don't understand. It seems like every year it's changing. It's just like that the punts being was it 5 yards forward or ahead, and now it's always now we have a bunch of touchbacks every single game. So I just don't think that's. I don't want to. I want to see exciting football. I don't want to see touchbacks all the time. And
oh yeah, seriously. Yeah. Same here. I want to see. I want to see a chance. I want to see guys. Return. Run kickoff returns back for touchdowns. I mean, it's exciting. To see. Special teams plays.
Well, and it's also like this, like there's boxing, and those guys don't care one thing about concussions, they don't care at all. They're getting socked and smacked just like it was in the 1920s, or So I just don't. I'm also right there with you. I'm a fan of. I love history, so to me, sports history, those guys took some vicious hits back then, so. I think they could, for all the money that they make, I think it's a contact sport, it's a collision sport. So let them take hits. If they're dirty hits, whatever, fine them if you'd like. But I just don't understand it sometimes with the NFL. So do you keep? Oh yeah, you're a big Sacramento Kings fan. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so you are you a season ticket holder, or do you just go to a lot of those games?
Yeah, just go for fun. Go to about maybe 5-6 games a year. Just go meet my buddies. I mean, definitely fun to watch, even though they haven't been good in the last 7 years. I still support them and love them to death.
Who's their biggest rival for an NBA team?
Obviously, back in the heyday, when they were good, the nice rivalry going with the LA Lakers. I mean, it's kind of fallen off the map. Nowadays, I mean, Lakers haven't been that great the last couple of years either. But and the Warriors actually they've turned into a nice little knockout rivalry between the Kings as well. I mean,
I was just about to say that, yeah.
Games.
Yeah, I was just about to say that y'all and the Warriors should have a pretty good rivalry. I've actually heard a lot about it. What were you thinking around the time that you thought that they were going to sell the team and make the Seattle SuperSonics again?
Yeah, I was heartbroken when I thought for sure that was a done deal and they were leaving. I thought, oh man, there's no way Sacramento's gonna be able to do anything to save this. But obviously Kevin Johnson, I mean, he really stepped up. He was able to get a great group of investors together, and somehow they were able to pull the miracle off. So now it's just a matter of getting our new arena built. And
I was just about to ask you about that. What's going on with that new arena now? Is it in the works yet, or is it still like up in the air?
it's in the works. We had a couple groups that were trying to stop it and getting on the ballot for people to vote about it, but all that stuff got thrown out, and so going to be breaking ground on and start construction on it this summer.
That's good. That's good, because honestly, I mean, from a NBA fan standpoint, I wouldn't want to see the Kings leave Sacramento like the Supersonics left Seattle and went to OKC like they did. I thought that was kind of bullshit. But yeah, anything else you need to ask him, Jared?
How far is Sacramento from San Francisco? Do you ever go around to San Francisco sometimes?
Yeah, my brother, he actually lives in San Francisco. It's about a 2-hour drive, depending on what traffic's like. Obviously, once you get anywhere close to the city, it takes a little while to actually get into the city, but about a couple hours away. It's a great city to go visit.
All right, were you sad that Candlestick Park is gone now?
It's a old stadium. I mean, it's a classic stadium, a lot of history there, but I mean, the Niners are definitely deserving of a brand new stadium. It's something that they deserve. I mean, it's kind of like the old Mile High Stadium. That was a great stadium and had tons of history there, but it's great that we have Sports Authority at Mile High built now. I mean, that's a great new stadium for us.
Have you been to a home game, or are you planning on going to a Denver Broncos home game in the future at some point?
Yeah, definitely in the future at some point. I'd love to, be able to get out there, go to Denver and see a game in person. I mean, like I said, went to a Niner Bronco game in San Francisco. I've been down to went down to Qualcomm. I saw the year we had Tim Tebow as their quarterback. I went to the, game against the Chargers when, Tebow pulled off the win in overtime against the Chargers. That was an exciting game, and, it was great to see how many Bronco fans took over Qualcomm Stadium. I mean, it was probably like 3/4 Bronco fans, and only quarter of the fans there were Charger fans. That was awesome.
Yeah, how's the attendance at Qualcomm Stadium since you've been there for the Charger fans? Have they? Do they come? It sounds like they don't show up at their own stadium.
Yeah, no, definitely. It seems like like if the Chargers are having a rough year and if they're out of contention, it's like those fans seem like they give up on the team and stop showing up, and then obviously all their team's fans come in and take over their stadium.
This is what I can say, that why Bronco fans will always be better than any other fan base in the world. Because in 2010, the Broncos had their worst season in franchise history, and yet they still sold out that fucking building every single week. Didn't matter what the hell happened. I mean, that's how loyal Bronco fans are. And Charger fans last year, their attendance wasn't that good either. Then when they all of a sudden got in the playoffs, oh, here comes all the Charger fans out of the woodwork. So, like, get the fuck out of here. Bunch of bandwagoners is what they are.
It wasn't even a bad year for them. They even made the playoffs. I mean, it wasn't like they were like 4-12 or anything like that. That was just like an 8-8 season almost. So, I mean, that could have turned out to be like that. So that's not even that. That wasn't even that bad of a season. So what happens when they lose more than they win? So it'll be kind of weird to see in the future when like Phillip Rivers retires or they don't need him any longer. So, but yeah, is there anything in the future you want to? Do you know the draft? Screw it, I just messed up. Adrian, any other questions? I think we're pretty close to done with the questions.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, man. Other than that, I mean, just like I said, okay, hold on. What am I going to say here?
He can edit stuff, so.
Yeah, I can edit that out, so it doesn't matter. No, I think that's pretty much it, man.
Yeah. It should be like, thank you for being on the show. Um, that sort of thing.
Nice. Well, thanks for having me, guys. Really appreciated it.
Oh yeah. Yep, thanks a lot for being on the show. We hopefully you can messed up. Adrian, you gonna talk?
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me just.
He's better at the intros, outros than I am.
So this is where like we're ending it, or are we
Yeah,
having
it
stuff to
sounds
talk
like
about?
Yes.
Oh, are we gonna do it like a question of the day, or we already did that already, didn't we?
Oh no, I don't have anything to. I'm not giving away nothing this episode.
Oh, that's right, huh? Okay.
We already said the winner like yesterday. So
Oh, that's right, huh? We did that, and then okay, well then.
did a Mile High Horseman fact of the episode and all that. So,
So
it's
then-
pretty much like this part of the show is.
Is the close?
Yep. pretty
Oh,
much.
okay. Okay, let me try this then. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. Well, that's going to pretty much wrap it up here. Thank you again, Anthony, for being on the show with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Really appreciated it.
And thank you, Jared, for being my co-host.
Oh yeah, no problem. It's a great show. We had a great episode too. Check us out, Mile High Horseman Facebook group, facebook.com/group/Mile High Horseman. Email us at mhhshow@gmail.com. That's mhhshow@gmail.com for questions. If you want to be on the show, and all the, if you have any comments, if you enjoyed the show as well.
Okay, hold on a second. Wait. Okay, wait a second. Okay, I gotta start that again. I don't know what the fuck happened there. All right. There was a long pause right there for dead air. Just like when I say, like, thanks for being on the show, and you said, yeah, thanks for having me and all that, and then I'll just go on into like the outro saying, MHHshow@gmail.com. Check out our Facebook group, all that shit.
You want me to do that or you to do that?
I could do that, I guess, because like you said, I am a little bit better at it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's try it again. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, that's going to pretty much wrap it up from here. Again, just want to thank Anthony J. Peters, our guest here, for showing up tonight.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate being on the show tonight.
Check out our Facebook. Check out our Facebook group at. Oh my God. Check out our. Okay. This is what happens, man. This is what happens when we do it live. It's all right. I'll be able to edit all that out, though. All right, let's try this again. Make me laugh.
I knew it'd be fun with another person.
Oh, yeah.
Check out our Facebook group at facebook.com/group/Mile High Horseman. Give us an email at mhhshow@gmail.com if you have any questions or comments, or you want to be on the show. If you want to be on the show, just email us at mhhshow@gmail.com. Give us a brief description of what you want to talk about, and we'll get to your requests because we read them all. So yeah, be sure to email us. Again, that's mhhshow@gmail.com. So yeah, guys, it's gonna wrap it up. I'm Adrian.
I'm Turbo Days.
And this has been the Mile High Horseman Show. Mile High Salute. Go Broncos. Mile High Horsemen. We ride together. We die together. We never give up.
Never give up. Later.
Good night, everybody.